not okay. It's not okay.
You're alive.
Shut up. You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive.
It is not okay.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that is tragic for multiple reasons, and not because of what the BLM protesters are protesting over, okay? As, again, like I tried to tell you guys, the George Floydification of America has a bunch of these woke revolutionaries desperately seeking the next George Floyd, okay? They're seeking the next George Floyd incident, okay? Because they want something to be mad about. They want to curse this country and damn this country because it's systemically racist, but they need something that's going to get people riled up, okay? So every single time a black man is shot by the police, they protesting, they riding in the street regardless of the circumstances. And this story right here really highlights the insanity of these BLM protesters and how they are simply a mindless mob, right? They are NPCs who spring into action to protest anytime a black man is shot to death by a police officer, again, regardless of the circumstance. And this story right here really drives home this point, okay? So with that being said, I want to go ahead and play a news clip that is going to involve a single mother by the name of Miss Arabella Foss Yarborough, whom was allegedly stalked by a man named Andrew Tekel Sundberg. And apparently the story goes like this. She was at home in her apartment. Mr. Sundberg is her neighbor, okay, and he had been stalking her for months, allegedly, according to some of her family members. And just so happened this night, he was stalking her through the wall of her apartment and then started open firing into her apartment. Now, she narrowly escaped. The police were called, and then there was an overnight standoff with police officers that basically ended up with the man losing his life, okay? And the woke BLM protesters decided to come out and protest in the street over that. So, without further ado, let's play the news clip of this incident so that you guys can get a better understanding of what happened that night. Take a look.
We are continuing to follow breaking news this morning in Minneapolis, where an overnight standoff at an apartment building led to a Minneapolis police officer shooting a man. This is all unfolding in the 900 block of 21st Avenue South.
Pauline Lee is live at the scene with the very latest. Pauline, still a whole lot to piece together here.
Yeah, this is still a very active scene here, AJ and Heather. As you can see, this area is still taped off. A lot of police officers here. That BCA unit has now pulled up in front of that apartment complex. They got here shortly after 6:30, but police officers have been here since 9:30 last night. This all started after a mother with her 2 young children called police saying her neighbor was firing shots into her apartment unit. Now take a look at this. This is video a viewer sent us at about 4 o'clock this morning. They say the man hanging out the window was the man involved in the standoff. Now, we've blurred his face until we can confirm his name, but you can hear loud music coming from that unit as officers are in the building just outside the door.
Relatively quiet neighborhood, yeah, I would say. I mean, nothing like this has ever happened before, that's for sure. Huge shock, yeah, I would have never guessed it. I mean, I just wanted to go home, go to bed. Here I am, like 6.5 hours, nearly 7 hours later, and just playing the waiting game.
Now, police say after 6 hours of negotiations that included bringing the man's parents out to the scene, trying to talk to him, this was not the outcome that they had wanted or had hoped for. Police say no one else was hurt. The investigation now turns over to the BCA. And as you can see BCA officials walking in and out of the apartment complex. They're gathering information, gathering evidence. Once they're done with this scene here, that is in theory when residents will be able to get back into their units. But as of right now, there's really no timetable as to when that can happen. And a lot of residents, they've just been sitting around just waiting for some sort of update from law enforcement. So we'll continue to follow this story. We'll bring you updates as soon as we learn more.
And then, of course, the BCA would be the ones to tell us who the person who was shot is, as well as the police officer who did the shooting.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Pauline. We appreciate it.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? I mean, pretty clear cut that the police gave this man plenty of time, 6 hours to be exact, okay, and brought in his parents in order to try to take this man alive. However, this man apparently gave the police no choice but to take his life, okay, because he was not complying. How many times have we heard this story over and over and over again, okay? And in this situation, I feel that the police were very lenient, considering how this guy was apparently a maniac. that was trying to kill a single mother and her kids. Okay. But let's not let the facts get in the way of the narrative that the BLM protesters want to push, which is that every single time this happens, a police officer shoots a black person, it is unjustified, okay? And they must protest in the street because the family's coming out here and saying that Mr. Sundberg was having a, quote, mental health crisis.
He was in a mental health crisis. He needed help.
Cindy Sundberg's son, Tekle, was fatally shot by Minneapolis police on her birthday. Tekle died Thursday morning around 4:30 following a 6-hour standoff at a South Minneapolis apartment.
The police are portraying it, and the mayor is portraying it like we collaborated and the police were all kind and loving to our family as they tried to help Tekle. That is a lie. They were not.
Mark and Cindy adopted Tekle from Ethiopia when he was 4. He was raised alongside 8 siblings. The Sundbergs say they believe if it were one of their biological children having a mental health crisis, the outcome would be different.
Everyone knows, had it been a white person in that building, they would have talked him out. They would have waited. People who go in and shoot massive amounts of people are arrested safely and alive if they're white.
AKA, we don't think that he should take any responsibility for his actions, right? That's basically what they're saying. Because mental health is not an excuse to commit this type of act of violence, right? And even if you do have a mental health problem, again, that doesn't excuse you from facing the consequences of your actions, okay? But the BLM protesters are basically saying, why didn't the police take him alive? Why did they not try harder, right? Even after waiting 6 hours, okay, giving this man 6 hours to get it together, they should have tried harder. They should have did more to take him alive. And the actual victim in this situation, the single mother, Miss Yarborough, was not having it from the BLM protesters who showed up outside of the apartment complex that she currently can't even go into. She can't even go into her home to protest for a man that tried to kill her and her kids. And she absolutely exploded. She went off on these protesters. And I'm telling you, this video is amazing. Take a look.
Give me my items because you guys are celebrating his life.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a
This
terror.
is not okay. Not okay.
You're alive.
Not okay.
Shut up.
You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive. Sorry.
This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen because he sat in the fucking hallway watching my move.
This family wishes this never happened.
I wish it never happened either. That I don't have a place to call home. I can't sleep that night.
She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay.
This is what they want to show on the TV. She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay. Just go home. Go home. Because none of you guys knocked on that man's door to check his health.
Shut up. He comes to my house. Shut up, nigga. You're
No, you guys did not come. He did not. You guys did not come and visit that man. This is not the time or the place. It wasn't. It don't matter. It don't matter. Get away from me. Get away. No, because you think it's okay to get on my kid's in the car. My kid's in the car. My black kid is in the car. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front.
Bruh, that video pisses me off. It really does. It makes me upset. Okay, I got goosebumps just watching that because these people are so ignorant. Okay, they're so ignorant, man. I don't understand. How is it that facts do not ever matter to these people? All they care about is trying to protest against police, coming out here defending criminals. How do you do that? It doesn't matter the circumstances. The criminal tried to take the life of a single mother and her kids. Her kids, this mother can't even go into her house to sleep because it's a crime scene. It's a crime scene. Her kids witnessed this lunatic get shot and killed right in front of them, who was trying to kill them, something they will have to live with for the rest of their life. And these assholes can't take the time to use their brains to think about, is it appropriate for us to be protesting for a criminal? Is it appropriate for us to be protesting for a maniac right now? Probably not. We actually need to be out here supporting this mother, who, by the way, lost her job. She lost her job. Okay? No house, no job, 2 kids, and all these people are concerned about is a criminal. Again, this is what's wrong with these people, man. I can't stand these people. I can't stand them. They don't give a F about anything except themselves and work virtue signaling. They don't care. And throw Crump and all the other so-called civil rights activists in there as well, too. These guys are a detriment to society. Okay? They really are, because they push this stuff. All they do is ambulance chase. They don't care about innocent black folks. They don't care about law-abiding citizens. All they care about are criminals that take the lives of black people and law-abiding citizens. That's how you get situations like this, because these people are mindless. They don't think. They don't think. They're non-playable characters. That's what they are. All they know is black man got shot by the police. Criminal got shot by the police. I got to go out here and protest for. They don't care about the person that the criminal was trying to harm. That mother and her kids' lives don't matter. Law-abiding citizens don't matter. Because if she would have been shot and killed by this lunatic, by this maniac, you would have heard a peep from these idiots. You would have heard nothing. There would have been no protest, no nothing. She just would have been another you-know-what dead. Only thugs and criminals matter. The only people that matter to these woke revolutionaries are black people that kill other black folks. But yet, they're going to turn around and say Black Lives Matter. And if you call it out, if you call out the thugs and criminals that are taking the lives of these black people, innocent black folks, you're a sellout, you're a Tom, you're this, you're that, you're anti-black. These BLM protesters, along with the ambulance chasing attorneys, are the most anti-black people in this country. They are the biggest enemy to black people. They are the biggest threat to black people. And it's not even close. It's not even close. They're the worst enemy of the black community. And stories like this demonstrate that. Because they don't think. They don't use their heads. And I'm sick and tired of this, man. And about time, finally, somebody stood up to this idiocy and called these people out for what they are. Again, the issue is that, yes, there are incidences where police actually kill people unjustly. But those incidents get overlooked and they don't get the attention they deserve because these idiots think that every single incident is unjust. Every single incident you should be protesting the street about. And you got people like Ben Crump and Al Sharpton that are making money off these idiots. That's why they're pushing it. That's why they're chasing every single incident. Every incident is unjust. Why? Because those guys are making money off of it. Because you get the idiots to make enough noise, and these woke city council, these spineless politicians, they bend over every single time and sign a check. Sign a check. Here you go. Here's a check. Make it go away. And it's rinse and repeat over and over and over again. But again, this is why black people going nowhere. This is why we at the bottom of the totem pole. It's not the white man. It's not the government. It's us. It's us. It's our culture. It's this right here. This is why we're at the bottom. Okay? All the other races are laughing at us. They're saying, look at these guys. This is what they do. They defend the worst among them. They protest in the street for the worst among them. But they don't care at all about the best among them. The law-abiding citizens, the children that have been affected, negatively affected and influenced and killed by these thugs and criminals that they've made their God. Okay? We have made thugs and criminals our gods. We worship them. Right? And you wonder why we're at the bottom. Why we ain't going nowhere. Because of this. It's because of us. You have nobody else to blame. And this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to see this, man. It pissed me off. It really does. I'm sorry, guys. This stuff right here, man. You know, I do this a lot. And you think some days that, you know, I become numb to it. But it's almost like I see something new, something I've never seen before. And it gets to me sometimes. Because this stuff, it really does matter. Because this stuff is embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and it just shows that we're going nowhere fast. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.